Welcome back to Real Estate Team Builders. This is Lars Hedenborg, the founder of Real Estate B School. And on today's episode, this is actually the third installation of just this conversation about, achieving more in less time and reducing the amount of stress that we endure. In the real estate industry, man, there's so much collateral damage that I see from want to do good real estate agents that just let their business get the best of them. And so 2 episodes ago, I talked about a time study and what it means to be honest with yourself about where you're spending your time. The truth is we all have the same amount of time, and it's just a question of where you're spending your time. And I am distracted, and I sedate myself with Netflix, and I'm addicted to email and my phone. So I struggle like all of us. I just have a better discipline around doing time studies and just really taking an inventory of where I spend my time. So that was 2 weeks ago, or two episodes ago. Then we did a follow-on episode with the conversation about passion versus pay. Not everything you need to touch has to be high passion, high pay. But now that you've done a time study, you can at least be honest with yourself. Are you spending the majority of your day doing low pay activities? Some of which maybe you're passionate about, most of which you probably don't have a lot of passion about. If I were to follow around a top producing agent, or for sure most team builders, team leaders, I would find out that most of their time is being spent in low dollar productive activities that many times they don't even like doing them. They just get in this rut of thinking they're the only one, or it's quicker that they do it, or those sorts of things. So there's a method and a process you follow to delegate some of those low dollar or low pay activities so that you can elevate in your business. So that was last episode. Today, we're going to talk about, what does it look like when you make some decisions on where you spend your time, and how do you translate that into an ideal week? So the success I've had in business and in life, I feel like it's almost been surprisingly simple. So I haven't achieved everything yet. 5,000 plus families served in real estate. I've, launched Real Estate B School. We've helped hundreds of members in Real Estate B School. And I just decided I was going to do that business, and not to pat myself on the back, but it was a whole new business, a whole new undertaking, a whole new competitive landscape where everyone's a coach and everyone's saying that they can do this or that. And now pivoting into building in 2 countries now, soon to be 4 countries, 750 agents in my organization with EXP. That's a whole new dynamic, a whole new venture, a whole new commitment that I'm making to those folks to help them scale their businesses, but also scale and build residual income. So in all of that insanity of it all, I'm also married. I've also got 2 kids. I also want to take care of my physical body. In fact, I'm recording this in a workout outfit that just dried. I finished my workout. I sat down, and I didn't have enough of a gap in my calendar to even get a shower. So my physical body, my spiritual journey, right? I want to be close to God, and I want to do some of the spiritual disciplines that matter to me, and then emotional well-being. So all of those pivots in business, with the responsibilities I have as a dad and a husband, and taking care of my physical body and my spirit and my emotional well-being. I even have to take a deep breath as I say all that. How do you get it all done? Right. So most of us, and this is even looking back in when I was heavy in production and I was building the team, and, I was doing 60 transactions on my own. And most of our members, that is the typical success story. It's the misery of, having a small team that does about 100 transactions, and they're doing like 60 or 70 themselves, and they're managing people, and they're doing a lot of production, and they've taken on additional responsibilities with more overhead and all of that, right? And they're figuring out capabilities and skills that they've never done before. And so that was my journey. And how did I make commitments about where to spend my time consistently for all these different seasons, right? For me, I saw more than working with buyers and sellers. So I'm like, it'd be cool to turn this into a business and to lead and and impact other people to be successful. So I can create a system, they can run the system and they can make money and I can employ them and they can make more money as an agent in my world than they could even as a solo agent because I can make it easier for them. And so then I did that role for a while where I was sort of leading and managing the team and I was in the day-to-day and coaching. And then I'm like, it'd be cool to give someone else the opportunity to run the day-to-day. And now I can sit in the owner's seat. And then when I did that, I just got bored and I started Real Estate B School. I got back into the trenches, coaching one-on-one, building the systems, and then getting more talented business coaches than myself to help me in that business. And the same thing is happening as I'm building this global organization with EXP. And so it comes down to the choices we make with our time. There's a saying in C12, it's a Christian business owners group that I belong to. Priorities are what we do. Everything else is just talk. Priorities are what we do. Everything else is just talk. So if you've done the time study, where you spent your time in that 2-week period, those are your priorities. It's not good, bad, or indifferent. It is what it is. I'm not going to come down on you too much if you're spending too much time in social media or watching Netflix or watching sports or whatever those things you do to numb out and sedate yourself. And I do all of them too, and I struggle with it. But I'm always turning toward like, no, I really made commitments to show up better as a husband, better as a dad. You know, I want to work out more. I want to do these things. So I pivot back to that and I remind myself that I created the ideal week and I just need to show up and look at what it says in my calendar and do the thing that I put there. And so here's a guide, and I'm going to extend this offer again to anyone that's listening that wants, and in fact, I'll even I'll even send you the entire business freedom planner, which a lot of these systems and tools around getting more accomplished and the right things accomplished are coming from the business freedom planner. So just send me an email at lars@realestatebschool.com. B is in business school.com. So realestatebschool.com. And it's just 2 pages. And it's literally Monday through Sunday, 5 a.m. I think we run until 11 p.m. And it's just in half-hour increments, commitments that you're going to make to where you're going to spend your time. And here's the advice I give you is you've got to put the stuff that really matters in first. So for me, these are the roles of husband and dad and my faith and my physical body. Those I feel like if there's a chance to have regret, it's in those areas. I don't want to have a heart attack, right? I don't want to ignore my physical body and have a heart attack. I don't want to ignore my spouse and have a strained relationship or end up in divorce. I don't want to not be in my kid's life and just sort of take the easy path out. I want to be engaged in their life, right? What else is there? Oh, with my faith, right? I want to do some of the things that are, going to draw me closer to God, reading the Bible and meditating and slowing down and spending that time as well. So I want to be able to do those things. Those things end up in my calendar first. Simply open up your Google Calendar or Microsoft Outlook, whatever you use, and you're just putting recurring appointments. So for me, 6 to 7 a.m. is Bible and meditation, Bible study, Bible reading, study, and meditation. 7 to 8 a.m. maybe family time. So this could be, my calendar is actually a little bit different now where I'm getting a workout in the first thing in the morning, then family time and whatever it is for you. The point is, these are the things that need to be in there. So Monday through Friday, you may need to block out 7 to 8 a.m. where you're engaged with your spouse and you together are getting the family in the right direction and off to school, whatever that looks like. Then maybe there's a little bit of a buffer time where you're going to get ready and you're going to get to the office and be prepared for 8:30 to 11:30, Monday through Friday as new business development. You're making new contacts with buyers and sellers, potential buyers and sellers. You're not opening email at all up to this point. You're not doing social media at all until 11:30 to 12. There's office work, check messages, right? 12 to 1 is lead follow-up, right? Different activity than new business development. Lead follow-up is reconnecting with folks you've already had a conversation about, right? It's lead management 101. Then in the afternoon, you've got a couple appointment slots and you just put these in recurring in your calendar, 2 to 3:30, Monday through Friday, 4 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. And then maybe you do a late appointment 1 or 2 days a week. Saturday, maybe there's date night. I forgot date night. Date night needs to be on there. Church needs to be on there. Family time needs to be on there in the evenings. Dinner, family dinners need to be on there. Working on the business time blocks need to be in there. Workouts need to be in there. So these are all the things that you're going to put into your calendar. And in Google Calendar, I'm going to share my screen here. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, or you can jump over to the YouTube. So on Google Calendar, and I'll describe it for those of you who just listen to the podcast. So you have the ability to toggle to create new calendars and like toggle them on or off. So I'm showing it now. So you can see my calendar and you can see this calendar. So I can just create a calendar called Ideal Week. And I can actually send you, as part of sending you the Business Freedom Planner, I'll send you the link for you to get a copy of this calendar so you can plug it into your Google Calendar. And that's as simple as it is. It's creating an ideal week calendar and then following it. And then you do it for 90 days. And then you get the opportunity to change it in 90 days if things didn't work, or you can tweak it, or I'm constantly tweaking my calendar to figure out the best sort of flow for me to get all the things I want to get done. If you've ever done a wheel of life exercise, I think I learned it from Tony Robbins, but there's like the 6 areas of life and you rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. I've made the commitment where I want to have a well-balanced wheel. So even if, like, let's say I can achieve in business and financial at a level 10, but it requires that I strain my marriage, or I strain my relationship with my kids, or I give up on my physical body, or I'm not emotionally well, or my spiritual journey gets off track, those become 2s and 3s. Like imagine like a 4 2s or 3s in a wheel, and then 2 10s. Like the wheel it's not gonna move. It's not gonna roll. So we've got to back off some of those areas that we're crushing it in. Maybe if we're financially well off, buy back some time, hire additional administration or administrative help, look for ways that we can buy back our time. And then even in business, maybe we're taking on too much. Maybe it's time for a showing agent, or maybe, it's time to give up working with buyers, or it's time, think of all the things you can do to get leverage on the business side where you can take your hours back. So you have more time, more capacity to show up in the areas of life that matter more. And that's what the ideal week does for us. So that is the entire, I've got 1 or 2 more in this series that I'm going to follow through on. I'm going to get into the weekly, daily cadence that I would love for you guys to follow. And then how do you go about picking things to focus on, right? When you're working on the business, one of the time blocks, actually, we recommend our members have 3 90-minute time blocks in their calendar. Work on business. It's literally the name of it. They're working on projects that are going to essentially put systems into their business that allow their business to run more easily, more gracefully. So you can grow without, grow the sales you do without growing the hours and growing your stress. So stay tuned for the next couple episodes. We'll finish out this series strong. If you want a copy of the Business Freedom Planner, it is just a straight up gift. Just email me at Lars at Real Estate B School. I'll send that along with a link to my calendar. I want you guys to implement this stuff. I don't want this to be another exercise where you're just listening to a podcast and it's just information for information's sake. So much love, my friends. If you're at the point, one other thing I will say, that if you're in the journey of building a team and you're navigating the different stages of growth and you literally have no roadmap, or you're curious, why am I failing to grow? Or how do I get to the next stage? How do I go from 100 to 500 or 500 to 1 million and bring your hours down and your hourly pay, which we call the Business Freedom Index? How do you drive that through the roof? What systems should I be working on? What's the team structure, right? And all of that, what questions should you be asking yourself to graduate from stage to stage to stage? I put together a free report, real estate business. It's a real estate business navigator, but the website is realestatebusinessgrowth.com. Go to realestatebusinessgrowth.com and get a free copy. There's no obligation whatsoever. but it is worth knowing the path, right? Knowing the path is half the battle. So much love, everyone. We'll talk soon. Be good.